All right, welcome back everyone for another deep dive. This time we are going super deep into the world of cybersecurity because there's a sneaky little vulnerability out there, and it could be lurking on your computer right now.
Ooh.
So strap in because we're about to uncover a flaw in a tool you probably use all the time, 7-Zip.
Ah, 7-Zip.
Yeah, the go-to for compressing and uncompressing files.
Yep. Use it all the time.
But guess what? This seemingly harmless tool has a vulnerability that can let hackers slip in malicious code.
Uh-oh.
Not good, right?
Not good at all.
To help us break down the technical stuff and understand why this is a big deal, we have with us a cybersecurity expert.
Hi there.
So first things first, let's talk about this 7-Zip vulnerability.
Okay, so?
What makes it so serious?
Well, this vulnerability, it's officially known as CVE 2024-11257.
CVE 2024-114527.
Yeah, it's got a CVSS score of 7.8.
7.8, that's...
And that basically means, yeah, high severity.
Okay.
It's like a threat level gauge, 7.8 is pretty high up there.
Right.
So the real problem is how 7-Zip handles decompression when it's using the Z standard format. There's this weakness called an integer underflow.
Integer underflow.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mouthful, but it's basically...
Break it down for me.
Okay, imagine you have a container, right?
Hi.
Designed to hold a specific amount of water. If you put too much in,
Yeah.
overflow.
Overflow.
Integer underflow is kind of like the opposite.
Opposite.
You're taking out too much, going below the container's limit,
Oh, I see.
and that can cause problems, unexpected behavior,
Yeah.
and in this case, dangerous behavior.
Yeah, so with 7-Zip then?
Yeah, so with 7-Zip, this underflow,
Mm-hmm.
it creates an opening
Okay.
for attackers to slip in their own code,
Oh.
and then they can execute it.
So essentially, just opening a file
Mm.
could compromise my whole system.
That's the scary part, yeah.
If it's a specially crafted file. I mean,
Exactly.
you get an email, looks harmless, you open it with 7-Zip, and boom,
Boom.
you're infected.
Malicious code is in.
That is scary.
It is.
Okay, so you mentioned the Z standard format.
Mhm.
How common is this?
So it's pretty common in the Linux world,
Okay.
but it's used in other places too.
Okay.
Like it's integrated into different file systems like BTRFs, SquashFS, and OpenZFS.
I see.
Even if you're not directly using Linux yourself, servers, cloud platforms, even some devices like smart TVs,
Right.
they might rely on Linux.
So this could be much more widespread than we think.
Yeah, potentially.
Yikes. Okay, so let's say someone does exploit this. What's the worst that could happen?
Well, worst case scenario, they could get your personal data,
Oh, no.
take over your online accounts, or even take control of your entire system.
Like my whole computer.
Yeah,
Wow, that's not good.
not good at all.
Okay, so what can we do about it?
Well, the good news is
Good news.
there's a patched version of 7-Zip,
Okay.
version 24.07.
Okay, 2407.
It addresses the vulnerability.
Yeah.
But here's the not so good news. 7-Zip doesn't have an auto update feature.
Really?
Yep, so you got to do it manually.
Manually.
Download and install the update yourself.
That seems like a bit of an oversight, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, so how long has this vulnerability been out there?
Well, it was reported back in June,
June.
but the public disclosure, that just happened a few days ago,
Oh, wow.
November 20th.
So there's been a window of vulnerability for a while.
Mm.
Have there been any attacks yet?
As of right now, no known malware is exploiting this specific vulnerability.
So we're lucky. For now.
For now.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we're safe.
Right.
Cybercriminals are always looking for these kinds of weaknesses,
Yeah.
That's why it's so important to stay vigilant
Mm.
and keep your software updated.
This whole thing just highlights how we're always playing catch up with these vulnerabilities, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I mean, isn't there a way to just make software secure from the start?
You raise a good point. It really highlights a bigger problem. Input validation.
Input validation.
Basically, that means checking any data that comes into a system,
Yep.
making sure it's what's expected.
Got it.
If developers did this really well, vulnerabilities like this integer underflow would be way less common.
So it's kind of like a fundamental security practice.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so the takeaway here is update 7-Zip to version 24.07.
Yes.
Right, like right now. But it also makes you think, how vulnerable are other tools we use every day?
Exactly.
And what can we do to stay safe online?
Those are great questions, and they really point to the need for awareness and proactive security measures.
Right.
Besides updating software, stay informed about potential threats, use strong passwords, and be careful about suspicious emails and downloads.
So basically just be smart online.
Exactly.
Well, this has been a real eye-opener. Thanks for breaking it all down.
No problem. Happy to help.
All right, everyone, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive. But before we go, think about all the data you handle every single day. Were you confident it's protected? Food for thought. See you next time.